What's up, guys? I'm Mikey.
And I'm JoJo.
And this is the Comic Junkies Corner. Alright guys, so we're here to talk about one of the most controversial movies that is out today. It has divided America down a line and has angered both viewer and fan alike. I of course refer to the movie known as Ghostbusters 2016, not the original. What did you think of it?
Honestly, tell you the truth, it kind of started out slow. I'm not gonna lie, I fell asleep during part of it, but that's because of my long work week.
Yeah, he works during the night, so yeah, it's understandable that he was going to fall asleep.
So, but honestly, to tell you the truth, it kind of started out slow, but it worked its way up, and it definitely put a smile on my face, and definitely had some good laughs. Honestly, the way I look at it. The original Ghostbusters, honestly, this one, doesn't compare, but, the original Ghostbusters was, a movie for its time, and this one, is for, its time as well, but, I mean, it was overall, it was very enjoyable.
I gotta semi-agree. There was, again, like you said, for me, overall, the movie was fine. It was complete. It was a harmless movie. It was enjoyable. I laughed at times, but I will say this. Here's the thing. Like, the movie starts off pretty strong. Towards the middle, around the time where he fell asleep, it does get very slow. It kind of just slows down and bogs down a little bit to where you're kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of bored now. And I asked him how long the movie was before we went, and he said it was almost 2 hours. I was like, wow, really? And I kind of felt like, man, this probably could have been an hour and a half movie, and the pacing would have been a lot better, and he may not have fallen asleep. So I was like, there's a part in the middle where it's just like, and he asked me, did I miss anything? He missed the concert part, but it was like,
I know. The one part I wanted to see.
He's like, I didn't really miss all that much. And it was just kind of like, it was a lot of talk and build up and stuff. And I was like, yeah, this is kind of slow. And then they, around the time when Bill Murray shows up, ironically, spoilers, but it's not really a spoiler. Like all the original Ghostbusters are going to make cameos in this film, and the original cast members from the original Ghostbusters are going to make cameos in this film. You know what's going to happen, so don't be surprised when they show up. We're not telling you when they show up, but when Bill Murray shows up, it's like he gave the movie the needed boost for it to take off, and it really did. It became really fun after a while. I will say that there was another criticism I had. It kind of didn't know what to be at certain times. And this is, again, around the middle area. It's like, it didn't know if it wanted to be adult or it didn't know if it wanted to be for kids. And I said this, we were talking about it earlier, I said this kind of happened with the Ninja Turtles movie, and not the new one that came out, but like the older one, was it 2014 when it came out? Yeah, it was that one that came out, and there was a few other movies, just like couldn't tell if it wanted to be for kids or if it wanted to be for adults, and it was just like...
Yeah, because when we went, there was a whole row of kids that sat in front of us, and there was lines that, the adults were laughing at, and I noticed the kids were like, what's so funny?
Yeah, and that's fine and everything, but it was not so much like the jokes and stuff like that, but it was more so like the tone of the movie itself. Didn't know if it wanted to be adult or if it didn't know if it wanted to be for kids or whatever, and that's kind of sprinkled throughout. But it's like it got really heavy in the middle, where it was just kind of like like having a little identity crisis in the middle there. But it was fine. The movie's fine. It does not deserve the hate that it got, and
not at all. The way I viewed it, it was like, because they didn't really make the connection between the original Ghostbusters and this one. It was, as if they were two completely different movies, just as if, what if the Ghostbusters were female?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, tell you the truth, I mean, like Mikey said, it was a good movie.
Yeah, it was definitely enjoyable, and when I went in, I didn't want it to live up to the expectation of the old Ghostbusters. I went in thinking like, show me Ghostbusters. I don't care if they're male, female. Yeah, I don't care if they're like little Portuguese kids living in Japan. I really didn't care. It's just like, show me Ghostbusters. You know, just show me people that I don't want to see like. I guess say cosplayers or whatever. I don't want to see old rehashes of the original cast. I don't want to see that. Show me Ghostbusters. Give me a Ghostbusters movie for this time, like you said, like for this time. Show me something.
And honestly, they did a good job of that. You know, they had the engineer of the group,
mm-hmm.
and when they brought in all the different weapons on how to fight the ghosts. It's just it kind of reminded me bits and pieces of the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
How they had the different weapons to trap the ghosts
mm-hmm.
and all that, and I was like, yeah, like that's what I want to see, and that's probably one of the main things I enjoyed about this movie is just the different weapons each one of them had.
The weapons were awesome, especially oh my gosh, Holtzman. I literally whispered to him. There was a scene that Holtzman has, no spoilers, but there is a scene that she has that is so freaking. It's ridiculous and badass at the same time, and I'm just like, I think I just fell in love with her. Like literally just leaned over and I'm like, I literally just fell in love with her. I felt like I just had to like get a little comfortable. Like, put my bag over my legs for a bit.
If Mikey had a pocket full of diamond rings, he'd have been like, marry me. The whole movie, just throwing him after that scene. I think Chris Hemsworth, I can't say.
Chris Hemsworth, yeah.
Yes. I butcher his
Kevin,
name.
that's his name.
Yeah, it's Kevin. Honestly, they played up on his character being the slow, stupid one too much, in my opinion.
Yep.
Because it's just like every time he spoke or did something, it was like he was klutzy, or it was it's just like why is he doing this? It's weird.
Yeah, and there was only like certain times where it was just like that was really funny. And then other times, it's just like, all right, you're forcing this joke too much now. Just let let's just let it go for a little bit, And I don't want to say like water down the joke a little bit, just let it go. There's a Count Vigo type person. Not Count Vigo. What's the guy's name from Ghostbusters 2? He looked just like him, in my opinion, anyway. But if you've seen Ghostbusters 2, which I'm pretty sure most of you have and everything, there's the guy that was working for Captain Vigo. There's a person in here that really looks just like him, and he winds up being the overall villain. And I gotta admit, pretty decent villain, to the point where he had his plan really laid out. And I was like, oh, you know what? I like this. I can kind of get behind this. So
yeah, because there was one scene, just spoiler alert, he does die.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, after he dies, it's just like, when I was watching, I was just like, okay, like, where's this movie going now? If the main villain's dead, then what do we have at the end of the movie? Like, what's going to be that, changing moment in the movie where it's just like, we have to save the world? Mm-hmm. And honestly, it surprised me the way they did it. It was great.
Definitely. Like I said, the ending climaxing. Now, there was criticism about how the ghosts look and everything, and I understand that. Don't get me wrong. I understand why people don't like the way the ghosts look. Me personally, I enjoyed it just because I saw it on a different level than I saw the original Ghostbusters. Like the original Ghostbusters, some of them ghosts were made to look goofy and everything, but some were made to look really scary. I feel like for this one, there was some in basically the first ghost in the original Ghostbusters movie that they see, and she does her scary face and everything like that, and I'm thinking to myself, I would really scare the crap out of somebody, especially a kid. And as a kid, I'm that probably scare the crap out of a kid. And these kind of look very, neon-like and more fun. I was like, okay, they're just, making it family-friendly, I guess. I like the way the ghost looked. The ending climax scene was fun. I was, laughing and smiling the whole time. I mean, it's just fun.
And honestly, when they brought Slimer back, spoiler alert. But,
they know. He's in the trailers, I think.
Yeah, okay. But honestly, it really put a smile on my face seeing, you know, his character again, gorging on food, doing his crazy shenanigans.
And he's not concerned about anything that's going on there. The apocalypse is literally happening in New York City, and he is just having a blast doing his own thing. He's not terrorizing anything. He's just like, he literally, like, okay, spoilers for the movie, right? He steals Ecto-1. And literally just joyrides it around New York. And they're just like...
Like, not really crashing into anything or running anybody over. Just, you know, him and his honey, and then it's just like, you know...
Some of his boys.
It's all love tonight.
Just chilling, just riding through and everything. And like, the Ghostbusters, I thought it was funny. They're just like, well...
It's like, well, he's got our car, but we're not worried. We got other things to worry about.
They're just like, guess we better run. And it was just, you know... I will say the trailers didn't do the movie justice. I will say that. Like, I understand, like, okay, people don't like the trailers and everything. They don't really do the movie that justice. Most of the funnier jokes were not in the trailers, which is good. You know, you want to be surprised when you go to see a film and stuff like that. You don't want all the best stuff out there and everything. But... you know, it's harmless. It's harmless. It's not ruining anybody's childhood or anything like that. I can see that why a person would not like this film. But at the same time, it's just like, you can always just pop in the old one and watch it. It's just, you know, the old one is still there. All the classics are still there and everything like that. It's just as good. But this one, it's harmless. It's just fun. To me, the movie was just fun. Like I said, started off strong. In the middle, towards the end, you just have a ball at the end. So you have anything to add, or?
You know, honestly, you've hit everything. I mean, it's one of those movies that it's just like, you'll be surprised. You'll be very surprised.
So, and I'll be the first person to say it. I don't think anyone else has said it so far, but I'll be the first person to say it. I'm probably going to get crucified for this one, but I want to see a sequel. I really do.
Honestly, I'm right there with you.
I want to see a sequel. I want to see the second one. It's just like, okay, you've introduced the characters and everything like that, and I want to see a sequel. If you do go to see the movie, stay after the credits. Just saying.
Just stay for all the credits.
Stay after it. Just, you know, if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, then, you know, you can go ahead and leave. But if you did enjoy this film, like, you think it's fun and everything, stay after the credits. That's all I'm going to say about it.
And just to add a little bit on his, unlike, you know, how with the Avengers and Marvel movies, you have to sit through the boring credits to get to that, you know, final scene. Unlike with this movie, they actually, you know, make the credits enjoyable.
Yeah, the credits were, actually entertaining. It's like they have little clips and stuff that were in, like, that didn't quite... Not deleted scenes, but like scenes that you can tell that they were in the movie at some point, but they just didn't have the time, and they just cut them out and they just put it as a credits montage. If you just want to go have a good time, you know, you can bring your kids. It's not something you can't bring your kids to or anything like that. Go, well, take your kids out and see it. It'll be fun. Like I said, the kids, they were like having a birthday party or something.
Yeah.
Like that, right? Yeah. So like, it's a fun movie. Just, you know, go and have fun. You know, don't worry about, like, the controversy. And do not be ashamed to like this movie because, like, it's gotten so much hate. We enjoyed it, so, like, it's enjoyable.
I was going to say, our friend JJ, you know, the ultimate Ghostbuster fan that we know of, he enjoyed this movie. And I thought, you know, out of everyone, I thought he was going to hate it the most. But, you know, he made a post and he said he really enjoyed it, so... you know, it's definitely worth the watch.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if you have to save it for Redbox or, you know, renting it, it's definitely worth it.
Definitely. Alright guys, so those are our thoughts on Ghostbusters, the new movie. What did you think of it? Whatever you think, put it in the comments below. Let us know. Did you like it? Did you hate it? You know, just open it up for conversation. And if you like what we're doing here, don't forget to visit our buddy JJ's site at 4comicbookjunkies.blogspot.com. I got it right this time. Where he talks about comic books, TV shows, movies, whatever is nerdy and awesome. And once again, I'm Mikey.
I'm Jojo.
And we will see you in the next one.
As a side note, if you've seen the movie, there's a scene where they're dancing. if you can get us 3,000 views on this video, me and Mikey will personally do the dance for y'all.
I had not agreed to that initially, but now I do.